Welcome to the Elevation Room podcast. In this podcast, we're going to be talking about fitness, we're going to be talking about finances, lifestyle, everything like that. We are all young 20-year-old men, well, 21, 20, all trying to improve ourselves every single day, become the best version of ourselves. This is our first time ever doing a podcast, I know that for a fact. It kind of feels weird. Feels a little nerve-wracking, I'm not gonna lie. I've never had a mic in front of my face like this.
Yeah, me neither. Never had a mic in front of my face, man.
It's first for everything.
First for everything, you're right. It's gonna be fun though. And we have some good topic of discussions that we're gonna speak on today. So the first talking point that we want to talk on, since this is our first episode of the Elevation Room, we just want to kind of introduce you guys to who we are, what we do, and what we're trying to do with this podcast as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to my boy Morgan. Tell them a little bit about yourself and what your idea is and your goal is for this podcast, The Elevation Room.
So for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Morgan Thomas. 20 years old, currently in university. Me and Nate, all of us, we've always really been, into fitness, health, just overall improvement. And with this podcast, it's exactly what we want to do. Just, try new things. I was just in the library walking around and I seen the room. So I had to hit these guys up. I'm like, yo, let's just start a podcast. And that's what's beautiful about us and our friendship. We're spontaneous, right? And I think this will be great for all of us. For me personally though, I really just want to improve my vocabulary. You know what I mean? Because, these guys can all agree with me. Like sometimes, we have that Toronto accent in us, right? Low key, like smart.
Say
all
less.
this. Not wrong. He's not wrong. Say less. So, me personally, like I don't mind that, but it gets to a point where it's like, okay, like you gotta start kind of fading that out of your life. Just have an overall more elegant or improved vocabulary. So I want to do that, and then even podcasts. Like it's a great way to just communicate. Express how we feel. Put our opinion out there. We'd all agree too, personal brands in today's day and age with social media, TikTok, Instagram, super important. So this is a very good way for us to, put ourselves out there, get our opinions across. And if any of you guys out there resonate with us, stick along, stay tuned, because we have a lot of great stuff we want to share with you guys. What would you say, Ollie? What do you think about that?
Yeah. Honestly, I very well said, Morgan. I'm very excited for this podcast. I think it's gonna get me out of my comfort zone personally. I've always had a hard time of not expressing myself, but constructing my sentences and becoming more of a confident speaker. Whenever I film talking videos in front of my camera, I always kind of freeze up and it takes me 20, 30 tries. No, not 20 to 30, but maybe 10, 15, 20 tries before I get the video perfect. And one thing about me also is I'm a big perfectionist, so I think that this will kind of get me out of my comfort zone, and just kind of us putting this just out there will kind of get me more comfortable with speaking in front of the camera and just speaking in general. Same with Morgan as well. I really want to improve my overall vocabulary, because like you said, we've kind of developed these slang terms over time, but I think it's just kind of a thing that we have to grow out of, and something that we will learn to grow out of in the future. But yeah, I didn't even get to introduce myself. My name is Oliver. You can find me at obz.4k on TikTok. And I've been posting self-improvement content for, I would say, inconsistently for about 6 months now. And yeah, I'm just looking to become more consistent and just looking to better myself overall. Nate, what do you have to say?
Alrighty, so my name is Nathan Warren. A lot of you guys may know me online by Nate the Machine. This is my first ever podcast here, like I said earlier. But I'm really excited for this because I've been listening to podcasts for the last couple years now. And honestly, it's just such a great way to gain passive knowledge, right? If you're driving, if you're doing some sort of manual labor, just throwing a podcast in about something that you're interested about and listening to it, it's a great way that I've learned a lot over the past couple years and just soaked up as much knowledge as I possibly could. Like I said, my name is Nathan Warren. I go by Nate the Machine online. Pretty much what I do is I'm in the health and fitness industry. I've been working in the health and fitness industry for over 5 years now at the largest commercial gym in Canada. Alongside that, I've been working out and trying to achieve the best version of myself for pretty much the last 4 years, 5 years now as well. And I've completely changed my life through health and fitness. So that's what I try to spread online. I try to spread my passion for health and fitness, and hopefully I can change other people's lives as well with that. Alongside with that, you guys heard, they call me Nate the Machine. That's how you guys know me online. I have created a solid personal brand over the past year now, just a little bit over a year now. The one thing about me, I'm big on consistency. I've posted every single day on social media for the past year and just tried my best to build a solid personal brand, because in 2025, I believe a personal brand is very important for yourself if you want to run businesses or even just socially as well. So that's why I do what I do. To answer the question, what this podcast means to me, the Elevation Room, what I want to do with this podcast, because I have many ideas of what I want to do with this podcast. But really, I think back to, why do I create content in the first place? Why do I put my word out there in the first place? And that's to help people that were once in my shoes. So if I can help other young men, maybe young men that are lost in life, and I can help them with health and fitness, or I can help them with their finances, or I can just help them learn from the mistakes that I've made in the past, then that's a pretty fulfilling thing that I want to do. So that's exactly why I want to do this podcast here. On top of that, I mean, these are my two best friends. I've known these guys pretty much my whole life. And it's kind of funny because most of our conversations, you know, it's just banter with the boys. But now we're sitting here with mics in front of our face. You know, we rented out a room, right? So it's a little bit...
We're definitely not used to this.
Yeah, it's a little bit more nerve-wracking because it's more of a formal setting. So it's kind of hilarious, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But it's fun. Also, just to have fun, you know? This is just a thing that we started for fun, and another area of our life where we can be consistent.
For sure.
And these guys made great points as well. Just learning how to speak, articulate yourself. I think a podcast is a great way because you're forced to speak and you're forced to have conversation, right? It's like that camera over there, it feels almost like there's a gun pointing at us right now, you know what I mean?
Seriously, man.
And I've been speaking in front of a camera for a while now. Like I said, I've been on social media for over a year. It's really a marathon, not a sprint. Like, still to this day, I still get nervous, and that's how I feel right now. But the more you do something, the less nervous you'll become. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. We're just trying to start this to better ourselves in general. And if you guys can learn something along the way, great, perfect.
Yeah. No, something else I want to add too, like, I think we can all agree upon this. Like, basically right now we're speaking to a younger version of ourselves as well. Just like how Nate mentioned, like, me and Nate were 21, Morgan's 20, we're all born the same year. And we've all had, I would say, similar upbringings, and we're kind of just speaking to ourselves in the past and like what somebody younger than us or someone in our similar shoes from before would like to hear and could benefit off of from this podcast.
Yeah, for sure. And then also too, this is kind of going a bit back, but Nate brought up a good point with the podcast. Like, I don't want to get too deep into topics yet. We're in the intro phase, but Nate brought up a good point saying how like podcasts are a good way to learn when you're typically busy. I mean, let's say you're driving, right? People would say, "Oh, I'm busy, I'm driving," but that's an easy way to, you know, obtain knowledge. The podcast, you could be cleaning, you know, and your hands are full, but you're still taking up knowledge through the ears, right? So
Yeah.
that was a good point.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yo, Mo, just to make sure you click record, right? On the sound thing?
Okay, I didn't.
You didn't?
Nah.
Oh, let me see.
We gotta run it back.
Okay, I mean,
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I was trying to ask you if you click the record button. Cause yo, we don't have any audio, we only have that.
We're fucked.
should we see how it sounds and then
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's fine. It's fine. It's 9 minutes of footage. We're good.
This is what the first podcast is for.
Yeah. So let's talk about what just happened here. Mo, you want to talk about what just happened?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Ollie was like, he tapped me, and he was pointing to the soundboard. He's like, and I thought he was talking about the volume, but he was saying, "Did you record?" And honestly, I forgot to press record. So if the audio is super shit, just bear with us. But it should be good now.
We just filmed the first 9 minutes, essentially the introduction to the podcast with no microphone. It was coming out of my camera, but it's totally fine because, like we said, we're rookies in this game. It's just another learning curve. We won't make the same mistake next time when we film our next podcast. But we now turn the mics on, so hopefully the audio sounds a little bit better.
Yeah.
And we'll pick right back up where we left off.
Yeah.
That's actually hilarious.
No, this is what the first podcast is for, man. Like ironing out all the kinks. Like we just gotta bear with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, I'm glad that you noticed it because I had no idea.
No, because
I would have talked for an hour.
Because I was looking at the button and it was green and there was no red like recording signal or anything. So I'm like, oh, like we're cooked. But then I tapped him on like, yo, did you click record? He's like, nah. And then we're like, all right, like we thought about re-recording the intro, but we already recorded it and it's authentic, so we're just gonna keep it in with the shitty audio. But it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like it's authentic, like, and that's what this podcast is about. It's about being authentic. Like, oh, we just recorded 9 minutes, our introduction of our first ever podcast. We noticed we're not recording audio. Whatever, we're not gonna go back and re-record because that would then be inauthentic. What we just talked about was authentic. If we're gonna go rehearse it and talk about it again, then it becomes something
and we're gonna
fabricated,
try,
right?
we're gonna try and mimic what we were saying in the first one. It's just not gonna come out with the full authenticity. So I think what we're doing is good, but you guys are gonna have to bear with the audio.
We're good. We got DJ Morg on the mic right here. We got John Summit over here.
Because also too though, like I mean, you're right with the authenticity. Like we could redo it, sure, but then it just wouldn't be the same. You know, we did it first take. It wouldn't be the same. It'd be trying to copy what we just said. So
exactly, man.
It makes sense to just keep it in there.
It's so funny though. It's like, bro, we rented a room with mics. Like if we were filming it with just the camera, we literally could have just done it. Like,
bro, we could have recorded this on Kingston Road, like on the street.
Like the whole purpose for the mics, and then we start the podcast, and then we're not even recording. Like that's hilarious. But yeah, it's not your fault, Mo. I mean, we all missed it too. Except for Ollie. Ollie noticed it. Good for you, Ollie. But yeah, that's funny.
Imagine we went the whole podcast no recording. That would have been like, it would have been fine, but like whatever.
I hope the audio sounds better though now.
Yeah.
It should.
Imagine it's worse.
No, it's okay.
Nah, it definitely won't be worse.
It's okay. Alrighty, so before this podcast started, me, Ollie, and Morgan, we went over some talking points that we want to touch on. Even though this is like a first episode, introductory episode, we don't want to dive too deep into any crazy topics today. We'll save that for next week. But for right now, we came up with some questions that we're going to ask, and each of us are going to answer. Kind of so you can just learn more about ourselves and what we're trying to do here. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll read the first question that we came up with. I believe we came up with 5 questions. 4 questions. We came up with 4 questions. So I'll go ahead, read the first one here, and I'll ask you directly, Morgan, and we'll move around the room.
Yeah.
So Morgan, what are your goals for the next 3 months, right? We have 3 months left in the year. Winter's coming. What are your goals for New Year's, for January 2026, before then, right? So the next 3 months, essentially.
So my goals between now and the end of the year?
Yeah, between now and the end of the year. Yeah,
Okay,
like where do you see yourself on New Year's Eve, right? What do you see yourself achieving before New Year's Eve?
Yeah, I mean, the year's pretty much coming to an end. Nothing crazy really going on. Obviously, I want to stay consistent in the gym. I mean, I've always been good at that. That's never really been a challenge for me, so pretty much maintain that. As you guys know, I'm found on Instagram, TikTok, all that, MT Elevate, but I recently restarted my Instagram account literally like 2 days ago. So a goal of mine for sure is to be consistent on there, 5-6 posts a week. I want to get back on my YouTube grind too. I have a YouTube channel, but I haven't posted in a couple of months. So overall, my goals would just be to, get back in that content groove, stay in shape, of course. And then me and Nate were talking earlier too, not even about about the gym in general, right? We were talking about how people tend to bulk and cut and all this stuff. And we basically both agreed bulking, I mean, it's not so important if you're a bodybuilder. So my goal would be just to, maintain my physique, keep that lean, muscular frame. I don't really need to bulk, because even Nate was saying it's just an excuse to eat pretty much whatever you want, right?
For sure.
So overall goals, clean eats, and just get back on that content grind. Just carry that momentum into 2026. Ollie, what would you say your goals are?
Nah, Bo, I have a quick question before we move on to me though. What made you restart your Instagram?
Well, the thing is, I wasn't consistent on my page, and I felt like that's kind of, I don't know, like bad energy, if you will, right? Like, I wasn't consistent on there, so I felt like a restart's like a fresh start, you know, like it's just an excuse to just get back in that groove.
For sure, yeah.
And just to prove to myself that I can start back from zero. I mean, I wasn't at like any crazy follower count. I was under 200 followers, but just to prove that, you know, I can start from scratch and just stay consistent at something. Obviously, you don't need to restart to do that, but that's just how I felt in that moment. So that's why I did it, essentially.
It's valid.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So for me, my goals before the end of this year are to basically, I have 3 pretty simple tasks I want to achieve. At the moment, I'm currently bulking. I started at around like 150 pounds. I'm trying to hit 180 by before November. I'm currently sitting around like 170, 175-ish. I'm pretty close to my goal, but I haven't really been working out consistently. So I really need to get in the gym. That's one of my goals before the end of this year. I want to get in the gym consistently, start pushing some weight. And then another goal for me is I just want to keep on expanding my business. I have a property maintenance business that I run pretty much full time. So I just want to keep rapidly expanding that business and just try to dominate as much of that space as possible. And then my one other thing is I also want to, so I'm currently not on pace to max out my TFSA with my dollar cost averaging. This is more of like an investing thing. Dollar cost averaging, I'm not really going to get into it right now, but we'll get into investing in a different podcast. But I basically just want to put a certain amount of money into my investment portfolio before the end of the year, to sum it up. But yeah, Nate, what about you?
Alrighty, so my goals before the end of this year, I'm gonna be honest, the goals that I set at the start of 2025, I've already achieved a lot of those goals, and I've actually made a video about this on my Instagram, but I feel like the goals that I set at the start of this year were too small for myself. I should have set bigger goals for myself. A lot of the things I've already achieved. So as far as the next 3 months of this year, I don't have anything on paper as far as massive goals. However, I'm constantly trying to improve myself. So some things that are going on for me for these next few months. I have a race coming up in less than 30 days from now. It's my first ever race. My whole life, I was just, I played sports my whole life. I played hockey and basketball. And then I got into the gym and I got into bodybuilding. I never competed in bodybuilding, whatever, but I would train like a bodybuilder. And I was big on that. Like Morgan said, the bulking. I was bulking every winter, cutting, stuff like that. And what I realized is, yes, I looked good training as a bodybuilder, but I was really just out of shape, unathletic, and I was using my bodybuilding training as an excuse to eat like shit, right? Like, I was just eating whatever I wanted, the ultimate dirty bulk. I've been pretty heavy a few times, 240 pounds. I am tall, I'm 6'4", but 240 pounds is pretty heavy, and I don't feel the greatest at that weight. So I got into running throughout this year. I've only been running for about less than 6 months now, but I got my first race coming up. It's not a big race, it's just a 5K, but I'm very excited for it because I'm on a training regimen right now, and I'm gonna try to kill it. So first race, gonna kill that, just a 5K, but I'm gonna go PR for sure. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm gonna get a PR easy.
Bet.
On top of that, I just got home from spending over a month and a half in Europe. When I was in Europe, I was eating pizza, drinking beers every single day, pastries, you name it. And I wasn't working out. So I've been home for a few weeks now. And now that I'm home, I'm just back in the gym. And I'm really trying to get back into my prime condition, get back into the best shape of my life. So simple stuff, gonna stay consistent in the gym, consistent with my diet, consistent with my workouts, and just have fun with it as well. On top of, stay consistent with the workouts alongside the running as well. More of a hybrid approach. On top of that, I'm still grinding on social media. I just released my hour-long solo travel documentary yesterday, so I'm very excited about that. Now I'm going to be continuing to upload on YouTube, try to upload weekly, and still uploading on Instagram, TikTok every single day, short-form content, and keep this podcast going. Honestly, I'm pretty excited about this. So far, this has been really fun, and it's a learning curve, but I know that, you know, the more reps we get, the better we're going to get at it. And then on top of that, like I said, I'm passionate about health and fitness. Before the end of this year, I'm going to be launching my online personal training business. I'm going to be running it through my personal brands that I've created. So I'm very excited about that, because for as long as I can remember, health and fitness has been one of the biggest pillars of my life. So what I'm trying to really do is just help people that want to change their lives as well. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because realistically, my dream life within this next year is, I love traveling, and I just got back from my first solo travel. I'd like to train people online, make passive money, so I can travel and stay wherever I want in the world while also working as well. So those are my three.
Where would that be though? Where would you want to stay?
Well, not necessarily like living anywhere in the world, but like just traveling.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So like I don't want to. I'm not going to speak on my next big trip yet, but I got a big trip coming soon. Within the next year, it's going to be massive. It's going to be Asia. I'll say it. It's going to be Asia. It's always been a dream of mine. So that's what I want to do within the next year as well. But yeah, those are just a few goals of mine before the year ends. We got 3 months left. It's really just doing the little things, right? Mm-hmm. Staying consistent with your workouts, staying consistent with just showing up with things in your everyday life every single day, right? Yeah. It's like in 3 months, we're not going to have, well, at least speaking for myself, I'm not going to have any crazy big jumps, but the little things that I do every single day are going to lead me to a big jump down the line. So that's my mindset behind it.
I totally agree. I think we've all had like pretty good years. I don't want to speak for you guys as well, but I've definitely had a pretty good year. I'm happy with what I've accomplished, and I know where I need to improve as well. So I think this year's been a great year, and I'm looking forward to just continuing to grind out and just complete more minor goals before the end of the year.
Hell yeah.
'Cause I mean, also too, like, we're at the end of the year, right? Like, if you're somebody who's a goal setter, it's not really common to set goals in September, right? This is more just of like fourth quarter, and things you just want to polish up on, you know, complete, or just overall just get finished, right? So that's overall like the main vibe here for us. I'd say is just to maintain what we've done and just make small improvements to prepare for the next year.
For sure.
It's always good to get that jump though too. Like,
that's true too.
Before the new year, I think that's I love doing that too. I'm not always one to start with everybody else. I like to kind of set my own timeline and just kind of like not follow the pack and do my own thing when I want to do it and when I need to do it as well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I said, just showing up every day, doing the little things, finish the year off strong. And I'm already thinking ahead into 2026. I have some crazy things in mind for 2026. I'm just excited, honestly. Like, life is good right now. I'm excited. I'm very optimistic. And I know, like, for myself, and I know for these guys as well, we all have, like, massive things coming for us. So it's going to be good. Sure. Good times ahead, even though we're in the good times right now as well. But, yeah, on top of that, I think if you guys want to touch on anything else about that question.
No, I think I'm good. That pretty much covers all my bases. But.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. Like I said, you know, pretty much just touch up, and make small improvements. For the end of the year. Yeah.
Well said. On top of that, this journal right here. This is my 2025 journal. I've been using it since the start of the year. One of the exercises that I did at the start of the year is I wrote down the ideal version of myself, the person that I want to see myself as on December 31st, 2025. So I basically wrote down how I want to be on New Year's Eve this next coming year. And I can confidently say that I'm doing a pretty good job of getting there right now. I've accomplished a lot of my goals from this past year, so I'm very happy about that. and we're all just going to finish off the year strong.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and move us over to the next question. This is another kind of goal-oriented question. Question is, because this podcast is about essentially us going towards success. So the question is, what is success to you? It's a good question.
Should we start with me?
Yeah, we'll start with you. It doesn't matter, but yeah. Sure.
I don't know, because I feel like success to everyone is just so different. Like, we all have the same goals in mind, but it doesn't necessarily mean we have the same term of success, I would say, even between us, between the viewer. But for me, success really boils down to just achieving what I want in general and just being overall just happy with what I have in terms of my goals, right? So if I write a goal in my journal, let's say to make $100,000 in a year, and I hit that, I would say that's considered successful, right? I'm not going to sit here and say that all goals are financial or success is purely financial, because, you know, having a family or being in shape, those are all forms of success too. But overall, I would say success to me would just be like achieving what I set to achieve, like achieving what I say I want to do. If my goal is just to lose 15 pounds in a year, and I hit that, that's considered successful, right? You set a goal and you hit that. That's pretty much what I'd say success is. It's not all pure financial. It's not about having this and having that. It's just overall just saying what you say you're going to do. If I say I'm going to lose weight or make a certain amount of money or have kids or read a book every day or whatever it is, I'm successful, essentially. So obviously there's different magnitudes and different scales of success, but overall, I would say if I set a goal and I achieve it, that's considered being successful. Ollie,
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
For sure, yeah, I agree with that as well. I think like I've always been very hard set on like the 3 pillars for success for me, which is time, financial, and location freedom. I got this from Iman Gadzhi like years ago, and I kind of never was able to shake it. I've always kind of been thinking about that, and that's always kind of driven me towards being more successful, and like always been my drive to really work hard and like achieve everything I want. But recently, as I've matured, I've also kind of realized that I think like do those things really all bring me happiness? Like obviously I won't know till I get there, but I think the max level success someone can have is just being extremely happy as much as possible, and that's honestly what I'm gonna chase from now on. Like obviously I'm gonna achieve those in my lifetime no matter what, time, financial, and location freedom, because those are the things that I've set out to do and try and complete. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just think I really want to chase happiness and pretty much see where those 3 pillars get me on that scale. Nate, what about you?
For me, I think success means being happy. Success means being fulfilled. And I mean, simple answer for me, my dream life, to raise a family. That would pretty much be the quick, short answer. Raise a family and do what I want to do in life. So success would mean being comfortable, having a comfortable lifestyle, right? Living where I want to live, having a nice, big, happy family, and doing what I want to do, doing what makes me fulfilled. At this point right now, do I know what I want to do? No. I don't know what I want to do right now. I'm 21 years old. I still think I have a lot of time to learn for what I want to do in the future. But I do know that I want to chase a fulfilling life. So that means doing work that makes me fulfilled, and obviously going down the route of having a family, kids, raising kids, being a grandfather, having grandchildren, you know what I mean? That would be my dream life, pretty much, living comfortably and also having an influence and helping other people along the way. That would probably be the most fulfilling thing for me. So that's part of the reason why I have a presence on social media, because I try to help people, inspire people, motivate people every single day. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just live a fulfilling life and just chasing happiness. And also conquering my mind. I think I'll be successful once I can fully conquer my mind. Once I can do everything that I say I'm gonna do in every single moment, essentially mastering my mind, that is pretty successful to me. Because you can do whatever you want whenever you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
You're not victim. You're not a prisoner to any of your urges, right? Like, you're a successful man if you can conquer your mind, and that's what I'm trying to do. So that's pretty much what I'd say my definition of success would be.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Yeah, I didn't even like really think about the mindset, like trying to take over your full mind, but I definitely agree with that too. I would have to, yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. And then for me too, again, I want to add to mine too, just build off of these guys, right? Like, with Ollie's point, like, if you think about it, right? If you have time freedom, you can do what you want when you want. If you have financial freedom, you're not worried about the price of groceries, or, you know, your kid wants to play soccer or whatever. Money doesn't bother you, and then location, you can travel wherever you want. I mean, there's, like, if you have all those three, you're most likely going to be happy, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So I would say that's a very good point. You know, you want to achieve those three things in life, and I would agree with Ollie. Like, I'm pretty much for certain, like, with him, like, I'll achieve those things as well. But then with Nate too, like, having a family, like, I feel like that's a big thing, especially like as young men. Like, you see what, you know, our parents, our dads did for us, right? And then it just only inspires you to just want to do the same thing for your kids, right? Just be there for them, you know, be a good dad, a role model. And then even with the mindset too, like, if you have anything in your life that, you know, has control of you, maybe not physically, but like mentally. So like, let's say I'm addicted to, I don't know, maybe gambling or something like that. Like, if I can't control that urge to not gamble, I'm not free. And if essentially I'm not free, how can I be happy, right? So for sure, mental control is a huge one, actually. I have to add that in there. I want to see myself as someone who's mentally free, and then have, of course, time, financial, location freedom.
Yeah, doesn't get much better than that, honestly.
It definitely doesn't, yeah.
Time, financial, location, freedom.
Yeah.
And not being a prisoner to your mind, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And even being like just living a fulfilling life too, like being a great father, being raising a happy family. That's
and giving your kids the life of their dreams, pretty much, right? And raising them the way that you want to raise them as well. Yeah. And teaching them the things that, you know, your parents, your grandparents taught you as well, passing down the line, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty fulfilling.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, it's cool that, I mean, we all grew up in similar situations, right? Similar neighborhoods. We went to school together. It's cool that we have similar values as well, you know?
Definitely the way we were brought up definitely plays an impact on that for sure.
Yeah, I'd say.
Definitely. That's cool. Alrighty. We have a next question. Another goal-oriented question. This is a heavy-hitting question, and this is a pretty hard question to answer, I'd say, just reading it right now. Where do you guys see yourself 5 years from now?
Okay. Just before we clarify this, are we going to talk about, like, in depth, or just kind of like, I don't know, because like we can obviously name off like what we want, like where we want to live, like what we want to achieve, or should we just give like kind of like a brief description of like financially free, like time free, like something like that?
Whatever you want, man. If you know the details, get into the details.
Good, yeah.
Honestly, like, I would say the more in detail you can get with it, the more likely it is to happen.
Yo, bro, yeah.
Shoot.
Bro, we should have made vision boards before we came here, honestly.
I'm going to say this too. Considering this is the first episode of the podcast as well, having this question is crazy, because we can then look back at this podcast 5 years from now.
Yeah.
We'll be 26 years old at that time, and we can see our answer, and then we can compare it to how we're living at that time. So it's pretty cool. This is like a time capsule, you know what I mean?
So once you say it, the pressure's on in 5 years. If you're not there,
be careful with what you say, bro, honestly.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. All right, Mo, you want to kick it off or what?
I want to hear what you have to say.
Oh, man, I gotta do this.
The pressure's on this guy over here, huh?
All right, okay. Obviously, I'm gonna say what I have to say, but I'm gonna go after what they say as well, and maybe I'll be able to add something, because I haven't really thought that far into the future yet. I have a brief kind of understanding of where I want to be, but I'm not like, the details are gonna be the tough part. But I think, Yo, I think we should base this question off. I think we should all have to add 3 very unique details, like something like very specific details, 3 specific details. Like, I want, like, say for example, I want to live in this place, or like I want this car. I want like something like just to kind of like see if we actually can get it. You know what I mean? Instead of
take a
making a
wild
very
guess.
general description.
Okay, yeah, okay,
Cool.
Okay, so to start off, I see myself being financially free. Obviously, time and location freedom, that's going to come with time. I know I'm going to have to work extremely hard to achieve both of those, but I think I'll definitely have financial freedom by that time for sure. I'm not going to name like a exact number in my bank account because that's obviously impossible, but I'm going to guess that I'm hoping I'll be a millionaire by then for sure. And then where do I see myself? Like, definitely as multi-business owner or serial business owner. That's just a joke, but
Serial entrepreneur?
Serial entrepreneur, but definitely I see myself owning multiple businesses because that is my passion. I love running businesses. I love everything about it. But as far as location goes, I could definitely see myself staying in Toronto for a while, just as I kind of get my feet, like get my feet set before I obviously achieve location and time freedom. So I'll definitely still probably be in Canada, in Toronto, in 5 years, just achieving my goals. And yeah, as far as that, I definitely see myself being financially free and living in Toronto. And as for the 3 details that we mentioned before, I think I'll definitely be driving a nice truck. I'm hoping a TRX, but we'll obviously have to see what comes there. That's one of my detailed goals. And then another thing, I think I see myself, it's a hard one. Specifics are hard. Definitely in a penthouse in Toronto, or maybe just like a high-rise building in Toronto, just like something where I can just kind of like live by myself and just kind of, live in a nice location downtown Toronto, maybe in like a high-rise like I mentioned. And then another specific would probably be, I don't actually know. That's a tough one. I want to hear you guys go first, and I'll touch on my last one after. Who wants to go next?
Should I go for it?
Doesn't matter, up to you, man.
The thing with me is, like, I have a very clear view, but, like, I don't know yet how I'm going to get there. I know for sure, like, I want to own an online business for sure, no doubt. I feel like that's the quickest, not quickest, I don't want to say quickest, that's not what it's about, but that's probably the best way to get time freedom, having an online, like, remote business. I've always thought, I see TikToks and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, I want to move to Miami or I want to move to American City. But I've now realized recently, and I've matured, that Toronto is honestly a good place to live in. We live in Scarborough, East Toronto, so we're not really downtown a lot in the high-end, expensive areas. So, like, one thing I've realized is that Toronto is actually way more of a high-end city than we even realize. So I feel like once I have more, a higher source of income, I definitely want to live downtown like Ollie. I don't know about penthouse yet or what, but definitely a high-rise. Overall, I would say I want to own an online business. I want to live downtown Toronto. I'm going to be absolutely peeled, great shape. Whether I work out in my condo gym or some gym downtown, I want to do that. I want to be able to travel, go pretty much wherever I want. I want to travel most of Europe in 5 years. I should be done that. Asia, Australia, I really want to touch. Just move out overall, have a nice car, whatever it may be. I'm kind of with Ollie with the American Muscle. I really want a Dodge Durango. I can't lie.
That's tough, man.
So, nice car, living on my own, independent, financial freedom. Whether I'm living with my girlfriend or by myself, on my own, traveling, having an online business, and just overall being fulfilled with what I've done and being appreciative of what I've accomplished. So that'd pretty much be it for me.
That's cool.
You, Nate? Yeah.
So to answer the question straight up, Nate, where do you see yourself in 5 years? If I were to answer this straight up honestly, like most people probably would, I'd say I don't know, right? I'd say I don't know where I see myself. However, I do know there's some things that I want out of life. And I know that the little things that I do today are going to get me to where I want to be 5 years from now. So I'm going to touch on those points. First point, health is wealth, in my opinion. my workouts today are gonna take me into the best shape of my life when I'm 26 years old. I see myself in peak condition. I see myself have ran marathons. I see myself lifting heavy weight every single day, looking great, feeling good, becoming the most confident version of myself. And I'm not saying that I want to become this person because I'm not that person right now. I am that person right now, but it's like Pokemon. I'm just going to evolve each year that goes by. So right now, I don't really follow Pokemon too much, but I'm like the Charmander. And, by the time I'm 26, I'm going to be the Charizard. So
That's sick.
that's my logic.
I love that.
Yeah. That's my logic. So yeah, for me, health is wealth. I'm going to be an absolute machine by the time I'm 26. It's going to be years of consistency in the gym and years of just staying disciplined, mastering my mind, staying with my diet to get to where I will be when I am 26. On top of that, I'm going to say this right now. By the time I'm 26, I'm going to have over 1 million followers on social media platforms. The reason I'm going to have over 1 million followers on my social media platforms 5 years from now is because I post every single day, and I'm not going to stop posting every single day. I'm going to continue to get better at creating content, talking in front of a camera, articulating things to a camera, editing videos, creating video ideas. Each day I'm just going to get better and better, and the pathway is going to become more clear to me. And I'm going to find ways that I can help people, inspire people, and motivate people every single day that no one has ever found before. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a massive personal brand 5 years from now. Over 1 million people will be following me, Nathan Warren, 5 years from now. On top of that, I'm going to be a well-traveled person. I've already been so fortunate to be able to travel to many places in my life so far, in my 21 years of life. But there's so many places in the world, and I have so many more places that I need to go. So within the next 5 years, I'm going to be traveling pretty much every place that I've ever dreamed of. A lot of it is going to be solo traveling. I have another big solo travel journey happening soon. But if I can travel with these guys as well, it's a dream, right? You're traveling the world with your best friends. It doesn't get better than that. So I'm going to be well-traveled. I'm going to be the greatest shape of my life because I'm constantly evolving. And I'm going to have millions of followers throughout social media. And I just want to answer this question as well because these guys all said it. Ollie said he wants a TRX. You said which car did you say you want?
Dodge Durango.
Okay, Dodge Durango. I'll talk about which car I want because I was never a big, massive car guy. Like, I love cars, but I'm not like a car nerd. You know what I mean? There's a lot of nerds out there. Oh, look at the exhaust pipe. I'm not one of those guys.
Fair.
No hate. But my dream car is blacked out, matte black Nissan GTR.
That's a tough whip, man. That's tough, bro.
And listen, I'll say it right now. 5 years from now, I'll be whipping that thing down the 401.
For sure, bro. I don't doubt it, man.
That's easily achievable because like a GTR is not like a crazy expensive car. I could be dead wrong, but it's not. You're not asking for like a Lambo or anything like that. But even if you were,
listen,
you could still hit that.
It's very achievable.
Yeah, very achievable.
And the reason I'm gonna be driving a GTR 5 years from now is because everything I just said before. The GTR is gonna be a byproduct of the work that I put in every single day. So that's kind of where my head's at right now, as far as where I see myself 5 years from now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I still got to add on my last detailed point because I let you guys go and I didn't answer my third point. But after hearing what they had to say, I completely forgot to touch on like health and fitness, and that's something I definitely want to. I haven't really been so consistent on that in my life so far, but I think like as the years to come and even right now, like I've been kind of locking in with my diet and everything. So by then, I think I'll be very satisfied if I'm sitting like very detailed weight. I think if I'm sitting around like 170 to 180 and if I'm in wicked shape, I'll be very happy with that. I think that's a healthy weight and I feel good at that weight. So I think that's definitely
welterweight, baby.
Welterweight. Hamza Chamaya, bro. Don't line me up with that guy though.
That's awesome.
One thing, because that's a good point, you know, like everyone wants to talk about what they want to have, but then when they do that, they always forget about health because, I mean, without the health, you can't have anything else really. Like, let's
That's
be
so
real.
true.
Oh my God, you couldn't be more right, man.
You can't have anything else, you know? So, honestly, health, if it's not number one, it should be damn near number one. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
I'm gonna be honest. You could have everything in the world. If you don't have your health, then you have nothing, right?
For sure, man.
Yeah.
You
could
can have a
as much
beautiful
money.
family. You can have your dream car. You could be working your dream job. But if you end up in the hospital, God forbid, you will have nothing. That's why your health should be your main priority, your top priority. So anyone that's listening to this, if you're going to take anything from this podcast episode, it's that if you don't have your health, you literally have nothing. And it can't be said better than that. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Not much more to say about that. Yeah.
But yeah, you guys have anything else to touch on about the 5-year topic, or you guys? I'll ask this: do you guys think you'll be married in 5 years? Quick answer.
No, for me, definitely not.
26, no. I definitely want to have a long-term partner by then, but I don't know about married, so.
It's hard to say.
Yeah. What about you, Nate?
It's hard to say if I'll be married by the time I'm 26. Because if I don't get married by the time I'm 26, definitely between 26
And 30?
and 30, I will 100% get married. So I'm gonna say I don't know as of right now. But if I were to say it right now, I'd probably say no. But between 26 and 30, 100% I'm gonna get married between then.
I'd say
Yeah.
me too.
I feel like there's no rush, right?
I think anywhere. Yeah, you guys are right. Anywhere between 26 and 30 is a perfect number to get married.
That's the age I like, and that's also the age I like for having children as well.
Yeah. I think for me closer to 30 for children, but I think like anything, I wouldn't want to have a child in my 20s. I don't think. Maybe 29 I would do it, but like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much the furthest I would go.
That's cool. Do you guys have any other quick answer questions for the next 5 years from now, or
Let me think.
we gotta think about this?
How much is going to be in your Wealthsimple?
Oh, my Wealthsimple account? Okay.
I could say this.
I'm going to say this straight up right now. I'll have millions of dollars in my Wealthsimple account. 5 years from now, it's all about discipline, man. It's all about, because discipline and consistency play hand in hand. The reason I invest money every single week, obviously I'm not making millions of dollars right now, but it's because I want to build that wealth in the future. And once the money starts rolling in like that, I'm going to continue with that discipline of me investing every single week. So my goal for my Wealthsimple, because we all love Wealthsimple here.
Yeah.
Wealthsimple
Warriors.
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot more about it in other episodes of this podcast, because it's a very important thing if you want to be financially free as you grow. But yeah, straight up, it's an easy answer. I feel like we're all going to have the same answer.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars in the Wealthsimple.
Multi-millions for sure.
I'm a VFV demon, I'll tell you that much.
Slow growth demons.
But yeah, I mean, we're not going to get too deep into investing today, but like before we started the podcast, I actually saw a TikTok, and we all know this, like compound interest. We'll get into it later, obviously, too, of course, but this guy was saying, like, if you invested $20,000 before you turn 30, by the time you're 67, if you don't add another dollar...
Sorry.
This guy's so unserious, bro.
But yeah, fuck. If you don't add another dollar into your investment portfolio after 30 years old, between 30 and 67, it will turn to 1.7 million. But if you invest between 30 and I think he's at 30 and 50, so 20 years, 20K over 20 years, by the time you reach the same age, you'll only have $1 million. So basically there's a $750,000 gap between only 10 years of investing. We're all 20 right now. So you could be 23 watching, you could be, 30, you could be 16, but basically what I'm trying to say is the sooner you start investing, the more compound interest you will gain and earn. So that will also play a part into the reason why we have multiple millions by the time we're 25, 30, whatever. So
Yeah. I got
Nice.
one more. I got one more quick question for you guys. Do you guys think you guys will be property owners in 5 years?
easily, yeah.
Owning real estate?
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. Me too. Yeah.
Multiple
Yeah,
sources
yeah.
of real estate, passive income.
Yeah.
Uh,
Real estate's something I really want to invest in as soon as possible, honestly.
Yeah.
Real estate and Wealthsimple play hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
They both make you passive income, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the way I've always pictured it is like, it's like Monopoly. The more property you have, the more you're going to win. And that's how I picture life as well.
Yeah.
Me
So
too.
I'm going to be buying as many properties as I can,
Bro, yeah.
5 years from now as well. So
Yeah, honestly, man, you never want to be that one guy just going around the board collecting go every single time.
Yeah.
You want to be the guys who are collecting money off people who are going around the board. You know?
Or you don't want to be the guy who lands on a house and has to pay rent. You don't want to be that guy.
I do know people in life that just go around the go button every single time, collect that 200 on go, and they just go around the board every single time.
it's delayed gratification. You suffer now and you laugh later.
Exactly, man.
And that's the key to life.
And
Delayed
and
gratification.
that's why we're here doing this.
That's
man.
how you master your mind. Delayed gratification. I 100% know that we're gonna have probably a whole episode about delayed gratification, because that just plays hand in hand with consistency, discipline, something that we are big on, constantly trying to conquer our minds.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty good. That was funny. I mean, it's good, man. It's good that we can talk about it, and then we can look back at this 5 years down the line now. It's gonna be really cool, man.
Yeah.
So I have my final question here. This final question is, what are some obstacles holding you back from your goals right now? Pretty much, what are things hindering you from getting to where you want to be? Something that you're addicted to, your vices, some bad habits. As 20-year-old men chasing success, what are some things that you guys are dealing with right now and constantly try to fight off?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll say one thing right now. I guess we can just kind of bounce off each other
Yeah,
for
we
this
can
one.
bounce off, yeah.
But I think
Pause.
one thing I'm trying to really fight off right now is just like judgment by other people. I think like that's something I'm really trying to shake right now. Like I really shouldn't be caring about others' opinions, but it's just something that I've always kind of dealt with my entire life, and it's something I'm trying to overcome like as soon as possible. Honestly, what do you guys have to say about that?
I love that you said that, because it really just popped a light bulb up in my head. Ollie was talking about the fear of judgment, the fear of caring about what others think. Of course, we all deal with that, and that's a horrible thing. But I also think it can go the other way as well. I think just getting rid of your judgment and hatred for other people as well.
Yeah, for sure.
If you
man.
see somebody doing something and your mind automatically starts to hate on them, you're gonna lose a little piece of yourself, right?
Mhm.
Because we all know that hatred only comes from below, right?
Sure.
And in life, this is something that I truly believe. I truly believe no matter how smart you are, no matter if you're poor, no matter if you're rich, you can always learn something from someone.
Yeah.
If they're poor, you can still learn something from them. They still know something that you don't know, right? So I think getting rid of that fear of judgment is great, like what Ollie said. Of course, every single day we're constantly working to do that. But also just getting rid of that hatred that you have and just being an optimistic and positive person in general. And what you put out into the world is going to reflect back on you. The world is a mirror, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a positive person, you're constantly spreading positivity, good things are going to come back to you.
Yeah.
And karma is real, man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Good and bad.
exactly, good and bad. So that's a great thing that you brought that up, honestly.
Yeah. It's something huge, man. Everybody deals with it. I think it's a really important topic to touch on for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then also too with that too, I feel like with in terms of hate, right? I don't know, like you'll go on a YouTube video, you'll see, I don't know, Chris Bumstead, some successful guy in whatever field, whatever they do, and there's always going to be somebody hating.
Yeah.
No matter how perfect their life is, there's always a hater in the comments. So basically what I want to say with that, two sides to it, two edges of the sword. Just do what you want to do, because people are going to hate no matter what. No matter how perfect you are, there's always going to be a hater. And then also keep in mind that people only envy what they wish they could do. So let's say for whatever reason I was, envious of Nate because he could run a marathon. You know, I'm only envious, I only hate because I know I can't run a marathon. That's the only reason why people hate, they can't do it. So just keep that in mind, you know, for you or just the viewer even. People only hate because it's something they can't do. And no matter what you do, someone's gonna hate. So that's just even more reason to just do what you want to do in life.
Yeah. And on top
Obviously,
of that,
easier said than done, but
I was going to say, on top of that, like, people have a fear of judgment, right? They think, oh, if I post this video, people are going to call me cringe. Oh, if I start this new job, people are going to make fun of me, right? At the end of the day, we've all heard this before. It's all cringe until it works. It's all funny, it's all a joke until it works. And then it goes from cringe to envy. That's what the people feel, right? And it's so true that, hatred does not come from above. I've never seen it come from above. It's funny because, I mean, we're all on social media. We've all gotten hate comments before. It's funny, I don't know. I don't want to be malicious or anything, but it's funny just to see comments and then clicking on the profile. Most times the profile has 0 photos, 0 posts, right? They're not showing themselves, so clearly they have something to hide. Anyways, it's cringe until it works. And that's something that you really have to believe if you want to go after something that you want out of life, right? Whatever it is, right?
For sure, man. Yeah.
The fear of judgment holds so many people back from doing what they truly want to do in life. So I think, because this is something that I've embraced really in the past year, putting yourself out there on social media is just, you know, embrace the cringe. You should look back on what you were doing 6 months ago and cringe, because you know that you're getting out of your comfort zone, right? I look back at my videos from 6 months ago all the time and I cringe, right? But it's fine, because 6 months later, I'm now at a point where I'm not cringing. But then 6 months down the line, I'm gonna be cringing at what I was doing today.
Yeah.
So the cringe is never gonna end. At the end of the day, we're all gonna die. Who cares? Do what you wanna do out of life, right?
Yeah. And another thing too, like, everybody has their own path, no matter how you get there, no matter even what you want to achieve. Everybody's got their own intentions and everybody's got a separate path that's cut out for them. If that's working at a grocery store for the next 5 years to put you in a position where you can get more, or if that's the path you want to take, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, everybody's got their own path, and there's no point in judging anybody else's path, because just like what you guys said again, hate only comes from below, nothing from above. So
Also too, I saw this on TikTok. I think it was last night. You guys are gonna really like this mindset. This guy was talking about how people are scared to do whatever they want to do, and he was talking about social media, right? Hate comments and stuff. And then he was like, what I like to do is I imagine the hater in front of me. He's like, would you actually let that person stop you from doing what you want to do? Like, would you let them stop you? And he's like, of course not. You wouldn't. You'd push them out of the way. It's virtually the same thing. Like, if someone's stopping you from doing what you want to do, picture them actually in front of you if it's virtual, or even if they're in front of you, and be like, would you actually let this person like stop me from doing what I want to do? Like, would you actually let them do that, you know?
Yeah.
So next time I get a hate comment, I'm just gonna be like, yo, would I actually let James4273 stop me from posting content?
Hell nah.
You would not let them do that. So I saw it last night. I'm like, yeah, that's a great point.
That is a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, we're 50 minutes into this podcast. We kind of want to keep it
with the intro as well. We were over
That's
an
what
hour
I'm saying.
for
Yeah,
sure.
we want to keep it under an hour. So
Yeah.
we have so much to talk about. We could literally talk for hours and hours on end. I think we should save a lot of it for the next episode coming
For sure.
soon.
Let's do it.
However, just to ask another rapid fire question before we end the podcast, because we were talking about the fear of judgment is something that holds a lot of people back from doing what they want to do right now, right? That was the initial question. I'm gonna ask, what is one vice that you have right now, one addiction that you have right now that's holding you back, that you're constantly trying to conquer? If you guys want, I can go first. For me, it's definitely wasting time on my phone, screen time, doom scrolling. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't addicted to scrolling on social media, right? It's such an addictive thing, and it just dreads me to think about all the hours that I've wasted scrolling on my phone because it's so easy to do, right? And it just makes your mind numb, and you can just do it mindlessly for literally hours. So that's one thing that I'm addicted to, that I'm constantly trying to conquer, and I'm implementing different strategies to try to conquer this addiction. And we can touch back on these addictions further down the line and see how we're doing with them. But yeah, that's my quick answer. I'd say doom scrolling is something that's holding me back right now. I'm sure same thing with a lot of other young men. But yeah, we'll move over to you, Morgan.
Honestly, I'm with Nate. I mean, let's be real. That's 90% of people our age's main vice, doom scrolling.
Facts.
I mean, we're also the first generation to have that type of technology so accessible. So for sure, lots of hours wasted. That's probably a big vice of mine. And then another one I want to touch on too. I don't know if it's really a vice. You guys can let me know. But I would say, sometimes bad at eating, like having like folding over maybe a cheat meal or a quick late night snack. That's probably another vice of mine too.
Trust me, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Binge eating.
Exactly. Yeah.
Another addiction of mine for sure.
Yeah. Those are the two main ones I would say for me right now. Well, what about you, Ollie?
Yeah, well, I'm with these guys too. Mine's the exact same thing, and it's doom scrolling on my phone, just wasting countless hours on wasteful content that I'm not benefiting from. I'm just kind of feeding off of cheap dopamine and just wasting my hours. And I think I could be a lot more productive with that time. And actually, the funny thing is, we mentioned this now. Last week, I actually installed an app on my phone. And I tried to block out all my social media apps during the day or something just to stop doom scrolling. But short story, it didn't work. But I think I'm definitely trying to implement strategies. I'm trying to take action against that vice, and I think it's just something I'm gonna have to work for. And it's a tough addiction to overcome for sure. So I'm just gonna keep working towards that, and see what happens.
I think it's interesting that we have apps that will stop us from doing what we're addicted to, right? And they don't work. We all know they don't work, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they could help for a little bit, but in Ollie's experience, it didn't work, right? Because you can just delete the app. Oh, I'm gonna delete this stupid app and I'm gonna go back to my addiction, right? And it just proves that the only way you can conquer your addictions is through your mind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
No app.
No product, nothing will help
Yeah.
you except you just have to master your own mind. That's really it. That comes with all addictions though.
Yeah.
You just gotta face it.
Exactly.
Because if there's a will to do it, there's a way. If you're addicted to gambling, they can lock you out of the casinos. Go to your app. You know, you just gotta have that mentality of I'm done gambling.
Yeah.
It's all mental essentially.
Yeah, and then it's a beautiful thing because you can use that relentless energy that you had for example, gambling, and push it towards something more positive in your life, right?
Yeah,
For sure.
So, guys, I think that was a pretty good first podcast.
Yeah.
We had a hiccup at the start,
yeah.
but I'm glad that we could sit down and get this first episode out because I'm really excited for whoever's listening to hear this.
Yeah, me too, man.
too.
That was great. I had a great time. That was really fun.
Good combo.
Yeah, great convo. So, guys, that was the first episode of the Elevation Room, and I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys soon. We're gonna be aiming for right now around 2 podcasts a month kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then once we become more efficient, maybe we'll up the quantity, right?
For sure.
But yeah, thanks for sitting down, guys.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was great,
Pleasure.
man. Had a
All
great
right.
time. Pleasure. Yeah.
Peace.
Later.